Well, good morning. It's about 8:30. I started getting up about 7. So, sorry I didn't film much of my early doings out here. Of course, a lot of that was spent changing clothes. I've now had a cup of chocolate. I've put water in my oatmeal and letting that sit, and that pretty much catches you up with everything. And when I said about getting dressed this morning, one of the cardinal rules of winter camping is that you never go to bed in the clothes that you wore during the day, any of the clothes you wore during the day, and you never wear during the day what you slept in overnight. Reason being that no matter how good your clothes are, they will trap some perspiration, and that perspiration, of course, robs your body of heat. I know a lot of people on their first winter camping trip, they go out there and they get up the first morning of their trip. They complain about being cold all night, about putting everything on that they've got with them to try to stay warm and still not managing to stay warm. The problem is, they probably didn't take anything off to start with, so no matter how many layers they put on, they were just trapping that moisture in and keeping themselves cool. So I have a set of basically long johns that I use as pajamas. So at night I strip everything off that I wore during the day, I put those pajamas on, I get in my sleeping bag, and I'm usually pretty warm. Last night I had foot issues again. I think my old age, I'm starting to have circulation problems rather than anything else. Like I said last night, by the time that bottle got into the sleeping bag, it was only warm, it wasn't hot. So I gotta do something about that tonight, do a little bit better job on that tonight. So anyway, as you can probably see, it's cloudy. It clouded up overnight. I got up at 12:30 for a pee break. It was down to 3 degrees. When I got back up at 4 o'clock, it was about 10 degrees. It was about 11 when I got up this morning. So it warmed up overnight, literally, or figuratively speaking. Well, literally too. Relatively speaking, that's the word I'm looking for. Warmed up overnight. A few flurries in the air. Like I said, it did cloud up a little bit, or a lot. It was crystal clear early on. And let's see, what else? Tonight they're talking a low of 11. Of course, last night they talked about a low of 9, and it got down to 3. So at 11 could go a bit below that. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit better job for my feet tonight, because of course they were waking me up, and then when they woke me up, then I needed to get out and do my thing. Real quick, because my oatmeal will start getting cold. Another little bit of kit that I wanted to talk to you about. I got for Christmas is this new Cooke pot. It's a little bit bigger than what I was using before, so I don't know how well it's going to fit into my summer pack. Great for out here, being black. The water heats up in it a lot faster. It comes with these two little dishes like this one. One of them is orange, this one's black. Each of them has a lid. It also came with 2 sporks small sporks. So I left those at home using my, yeah, what do you call it? Using my current, yeah. I've had my oatmeal now. Decided to have another cup of chocolate. So, gonna do that. Got the chocolate already heated up and everything. Just letting it cool a little bit before I can drink it. What I've decided to do today, in this light, is no sense going down to the river and the falls. It's not going to be all that great. I do know that the falls are running because I could hear them last night, so that'll be good. But I want to catch them in a little bit better light. My plan now is I'm gonna head over to the gas station where I got my wood yesterday, and I'm gonna buy a headlamp if they have them, buy a couple of other things, and probably buy another bundle of wood. I only got, in fact I might even buy another 2. Only bought 2 yesterday. Thinking I'm going to need more than that for the 3 days I'm going to be here. And then, so I'll go to the gas station, I'll go do that. Then I'll come back here and process the wood that I buy, so it's all ready to go when I want a fire. And thinking 2 more bundles because I'm thinking I might want have a fire in the morning as well as in the evening. So anyway, that's the plan now. Don't think I'm gonna get a lot accomplished photo wise today, but see what I can do. Getting wood ready. Maybe after I get the wood done this afternoon, I might go over and take a look at the falls and the river and that kind of thing, and see what there is to see. But mostly get the wood processed today, get camp cleaned up a little bit, sorted out a little bit better. Things are kind of a mess right now, and yeah. Tomorrow's supposed to be, I think, cloudy in the morning, but turning partly cloudy in the afternoon. So if I have a fire when I get up in the morning, when I'm having breakfast, and then go in the afternoon, and especially late afternoon, and see about getting pictures in that. And then of course Friday it's packing up and getting out of here. Like I said, it's supposed to be a low of 11 tonight. I know it's gradually warming up. I can't remember the details offhand for the forecast. Here I can actually use my phone, my weather app on my phone to I get really good coverage here, surprisingly. So I can keep real good check on the weather. It's currently 13 degrees. High today is supposed to be 27 with a 30% chance of snow. That was 20% yesterday in yesterday's forecast. I have 32 tomorrow, low of 25 tomorrow night. I gotta stay warm then. And 42 for a high on Friday. I've done my run. Got extra firewood. Turned out I had to go all the way into Cooke to the Walmart to get a headlamp. I say all the way, it was only about 5 miles, so it wasn't 5, maybe 6 miles. Wasn't a huge way anyway. As you can see, the sun is coming out, which I wasn't supposed to do today. I'm still going to go ahead and get some wood processed and get all that done before I go out and start taking pictures. Hopefully this sunlight will last. That's what kind of got me on my Crosby Manitou trip last year, was I spent all the sunlight getting wood processed and had very little sunlight for taking photos. Okay, gotta stop. I've got a food bag fell off the sled. Alright, but anyway, I do have to get that wood taken care of so I can have fires. The chores must come first. This is my campsite in the daylight. There's my tent over there. The sled with a lot of my stuff still on it over here. You might notice that on the back of my sled there, there's a cooler. Yeah, right there. This time of year is actually a warmer, not a cooler. It's helping to keep some liquid things from freezing. I've got milk in there, for instance, for my pasta sides, and I have some orange juice in there. Few other things like that I don't want to freeze, so I put them in a cooler in the summer or in the winter, keep them from freezing. So far it's working well. So they gave me a nice flat piece here, so this is going to be my chopping block. Actually, as I opened all the bundles, I found that there's a lot of different size wood. Seems to be a little bit short on the kindling to tinder side, but some of these bundles had some nice slab wood in, so I'm going to work on getting this split. I think I buried the piece I was using. I got the wood cut split that I was going to split with a hatchet. I do have to go back with my knife now and make some kindling, but that shouldn't be too hard to do. Taking a break now. It's what, coming up on 1 o'clock, or no, it's actually 1:30. So I'm going to have some soup for lunch. Just heating that up. What I've got, it's going to be quite a bit, because I've got this beefy onion soup and whoops, sorry. Got this beefy onion soup and it makes 4 cups. So, or actually, what does it say? Not 4 cups. It makes about 3.5 cups by the time it's done. So, I'm going to have quite a bit of soup. But it should be good. I'm starting to cool down. My hands are getting a little bit cold again. As you can see, the sun has disappeared. And so, yeah. I got to get some batteries charged up too. Always something to do out here. But, yeah. It's going okay though. Going okay. Well, that soup definitely hit the spot. Cleaning up after it now. Also trying to thaw out a bottle of Gatorade. Or at least to the point where I can drink it. So heating up water to wash, and at the same time, actually I started with snow, so at the same time trying to thaw out this bottle of Gatorade at the same time. So killing 2 birds with 1 stone, and not using any of my additional water that I brought in. I think before all is said and done, I'm going to have to head to town again and buy 1 or 2 gallons of water, because I'm running out of what I brought. This area, the snow has been here for quite a while, long enough that I can't find any clean snow. Being as careful as I can, it's still coming up. Lots of pine needles and everything else in it. So I just soon have some clean water. So that's the disadvantage of being here, between here and where I was originally planning on camping. There I would have had access to the lake and cleaner snow. On the other hand, here I have access to the town that I wouldn't, my car and the town, which I wouldn't have had out there. So it's kind of a 6 of one, half dozen of the other type of thing. There's 4 bundles of firewood, pretty much ready to go. Probably have to do some shavings and some fuzz sticks when it gets closer to time to actually start the fire. But I'll worry about that then. It's now about 3:30, so about an hour and a half before sunset. There was a clearing in the clouds briefly about half an hour ago. That made me hope that maybe I could get over to the falls this evening. But the clouds moved back in, so it's not looking very promising anymore. So hope for better conditions tomorrow, and if I don't get them, then I'll go over to the falls anyway. But yeah, I'll give it till tomorrow. Maybe I can make it over there in the morning too. Like I said, it's not supposed to get quite as cold this morning or tonight as it did last night. Haven't checked the phone lately, and the phone's back in the car, so I can't check it right now. But at least that's what they were saying this morning that it's supposed to get down to 11 tonight. But anyway, the lower it goes, the better for photos, because that means that we'll get some of that nice fog, steam, whatever coming up, and should make, if that catches the morning sun. I don't know how the sun's going to be situated, or whatever, but if we can get that that effect, it would be nice. But I don't know how quickly I'll be able to get out and get over there. I might have to do that before I do breakfast in the morning. Oh, anyway, like I said, I don't think it's going to be worthwhile going over there tonight. I might get surprised here in the next hour or so, but it's not looking likely right now. I am going to hold off starting the fire. For one thing, that 4 bundles doesn't look like it's going to last all that long. And for another thing, yeah, if I do start the fire and then the sun does come out, I'm kind of stuck. I either have to put the fire out so I can go over there, or I don't go. And neither one of those options really appeals. Besides that, I am charging up some batteries right now. This cold weather, of course, is really going through the camera batteries fast. But I do have my charger here, and actually the charger seems to be doing pretty well. So I've charged up about 3 or 4 batteries now, and it's still showing full on the charger. So that's goodness. So anyway, not much else to report. So I'd like to talk to you now about a couple of other cardinal rules of camping that are kind of related. First rule is cotton kills. Cotton traps moisture. Moisture is your enemy when it's cold, when it's below freezing. So wearing jeans, cotton shirt, a t-shirt even as a underlayer, those type of things is not good. Wearing cotton just like I said, traps the moisture. If you dry something synthetic, polypropylene, nylon, fleece, whatever, it's going to dry pretty fast. If you dry, you might have noticed that drying cotton jeans and t-shirts usually takes a while. So that's the problem, is they take a long time to dry. In the summer, that's nice because it's keeping all that perspiration, all that moisture close to your body so that you can cool down. In the winter, you don't want to cool down. You want to warm up. So steer away from cotton. The other related thing is to wear layers. Now, I do have that down jacket that I wore last night. I talked all about it last winter trip last year. It's a heavy layer. I only wear that when I'm sitting around in camp. Otherwise, when I'm out, when I'm doing things, gathering wood, hiking, walking, whatever, I leave that down jacket in camp, and I use a lighter layer. So currently, and I went through this on my trip last year, but I'll go through it again this year because it has changed. As my base layer, I'm now wearing a set of Omni wool long johns. Got tops and bottoms. Found these in Sam's Club just before Christmas, and they were just pretty decent price. I can't remember what they were now, but they were a pretty decent price. But they're basically 2 layers in one. The layer next to the body is polypropylene. The layer away from the body is a mixture of merino wool and polypropylene. So you get the wool without the itchiness against your body, which is nice. These things are great. Now I have a plane flying over and a not a crow, a raven. Okay, on top of the Omni wool, I have a fleece shirt, a button-up fleece shirt. Oh, and by the way, the Omni Pro is, or Omni wool is right against my body. I'm not wearing a t-shirt underneath or any other layer. That's my base layer. On top of that, I have a fleece shirt. On top of that, well, I've got these bib overalls that kind of come up partway up my chest. Talk about them in a minute. But on top of the fleece shirt, basically, I have a fleece jacket. And on top of that, I have a winter coat. Can't remember what the material on the outside is. It actually has a zippered in layer. Whoops, got the wrong layer here. It actually has a zippered in layer that I can remove if I want to. That's what I'm wearing right now. I zip up, I zip down, I unbutton according to how warm or how cold I'm feeling. Okay, I was going to talk about these bib overalls. I got them last year. They are great. Let me see if I can find them now. Bib overalls with shoulder straps. Before these, I used to wear a pair of snow pants that did just as good of a job, but they kept falling down. So these with the straps are just fantastic. So anyway, my leg layer, or the bottom half of my body layer, again, I've got the Omni wool next to my body. I do have a pair of lycra underpants, but then on top of that I have the Omni wool, and on top of that I have fleece pants, and then the bib overalls on top of that. Foot wise, I have a pair of sock liners, Polypro I think, a pair of wool socks on top of them, or wool like socks, I'm not sure if they're wool or not. And then I got my bugga boots. Later on I'm going to trade my bugga boots for my Cooke custom sewing mucklucks. Anyway, a lot of layers, and like I said, as I warm up, I unzip, I take layers off, those type of things, and as I cool off, then I put layers back on. That's the name of the game. Right now it's 23 degrees, which should feel warm, but it's kind of it's a damp 23. So, and of course I'm not doing anything, so that's why I'm sitting here with all these layers on. Not doing much of anything, but it's damp. So, doesn't really feel like 23 out here. Tonight's low is supposed to be 10. We'll see how that goes. Like I said, last night it was supposed to get down to 9, and it got down to at least 3, maybe even lower. It was 3 when I got up to one time anyway. Tomorrow it's supposed to be getting up to 32 degrees. And of course I'm talking about Fahrenheit, so 32 would be 0 degrees Celsius, of course. Tomorrow night it's supposed to be in the 20s. And then Friday it's supposed to get up to like 41 or something like that. Pretty warm. But of course by the time it gets to 41 I'll be out of here. But yeah, gonna be warming up. Not counting on it being very warm tonight. So I'm gonna do all I can. Keep my feet warm. Those type of things. Hope I can keep my feet warm tonight. And yeah. Of course in the morning it's going to be kind of oh guys, 4:30. I did it. I started the fire. Sorry I didn't show it to you, but you'll have to take my word for it. I used one match. Although there's some cardboard and paper in there, I did use birch bark mostly to start it. The cardboard and paper is just burning it so that I don't have to mess with it otherwise. Yeah, fire's going. Probably I'll try to keep it going until I go to bed. I think you can still see me. Supper tonight, as I said last night, is going to be a pasta side. It's stroganoff. Fettuccine and a sour cream flavored and mushroom flavored sauce with other natural flavors. I also brought along a 1/4 pound of hamburger that I fried up, hamburger meat that I fried up before I came here. I didn't dehydrate this time because there's not really any need to dehydrate it, considering it's staying cool, and also this isn't like a backpacking trip where I have to save weight. So I did pre-cook it though to save cooking time out here. So I'll have to figure out exactly when to add it to this. I know I have to boil up some water and some milk and some margarine and that kind of thing before I put this in. So I'll probably put the meat in at the same time I do this. See how that goes. So yeah, gonna go and see about doing all that. Well, hopefully you can see me lit up by Lucy. I'm in the tent now, obviously. Had a wonderful beef stroganoff. That beef stroganoff I had was wonderful. Then I got cleaned up from that and enjoyed the fire for a little while. Then had some hot chocolate by the fire, and then heated up water for the water bottles, the Algene bottles. So they're at the foot of the sleeping bag now, so hopefully my feet will stay warmer. Don't think it's going to get as cold tonight as it did last night anyway, but I'll get to that in a minute. Unfortunately, I am almost out of the water I brought with me, and I think I said before, I'm not really willing to, I've been boiling the water here for washing dishes, but I don't really want to use it for cooking. So I'm going to be making a water run sometime tomorrow. I don't know if I have enough for both oatmeal and hot chocolate in the morning. So I'm going to start out with oatmeal and see what's left after that. Anyway, it is now about 10 to 9. Reason I don't think it's going to be as cold tonight is that last night when I came to bed, it was already pretty close to what they said the low was going to be. Tonight it's still, I think it was 21 when I checked just now. So I think it's probably more reasonable that it's going to be a low of about 11 instead of a low of about 3 like I had last night. So that's going to make a bit of a difference. It should. Anyway, again, tomorrow's high is supposed to be 32. Low tomorrow night is supposed to be in the 20s. And then it's supposed to be up in low 40s on Friday, the day that I leave. So that's enough of a weather report, I think. I'm tired. Didn't sleep real well last night. Had a busy day today. And so hopefully I'll sleep well tonight. My dang feet will just stay warm enough. So anyway, hopefully this is it for the day, for the night. And I'll talk to you tomorrow.